Welcome, Aries, to Mainspring Tarot. A little bit about myself real quick. I am new to tarot and tarot reading. This is actually my very first video, Aries. And what I'd like to do is just give you a general reading using the Celtic Cross. And then if you find yourself interested in more, if something hooks you or you connect in some way, please visit my website to schedule a private reading. And what I'm doing right now is just readings for free. And I'll just ask for a tip if you get something out of it. Otherwise, there's absolutely no expectation for pay. I'm just trying to learn and grow as a reader. I have zero experience, literally. So for now, here's your general reading for the month of February, the second half of the month of February, so February 15th and 28th. It's a dog roaming in the yard. All right, so here's what the cards say for you, Aries. Okay, well, your center card is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is telling us that there's some major change happening in whatever your story is. And it's something that is completely out of your control. And the best thing you can do in this situation is let it happen. Like, let the change happen, let things roll on, let that wheel turn. Crossing you is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords. And what that's saying is usually that you suffered some defeat, and that makes sense, crossing the Wheel of Fortune, because that suggests that part of the why the Wheel of Fortune is reversed is that you've experienced some kind of a defeat, whether it was somehow embarrassed in public, or some pitch at work that didn't go over how you would have liked, or some connection you're trying to make with another person that didn't work over well. But whatever happened, there was some defeat that you suffered, and maybe that shame you feel over defeat, or the negativity you feel from the defeat, is part of why you're resisting this change that ultimately is going to happen whether you want it to or not. The basis of the situation is the Hermit. So base of the situation just means that this is some underlying force that has been working to bring you where you are right now. And the Hermit with the Hermit, what we're talking about is the Hermit withdraws to seek truth, and he acts as a teacher. So Aries, either you're withdrawing to try to see something clearly, like either you're finding yourself having the need to withdraw to see the truth of a situation, or you have some newfound teacher in your life that is not necessarily newfound, but you have some teacher in your life that's asking you to go in this direction, to go in a direction where you're going to withdraw. And either way, we're going to build up this connection with the central issue, which is this change in fate as a result of defeat. So the cards could be telling you, Aries, to take a step back, find some time and space for yourself to reflect on this thing and get an idea what the truth of the situation is. In your recent past, we have the Five of Cups. So we're really starting to get a pattern right now with the cards. Like, we're really, the message is really starting to grow here, because Five of Cups, we've got a person that is staring at three spilled cups. Three spilled, a cup being something that holds our happiness, holds our positive emotion, holds our creativity. So we've got this man draped in black, much like the Hermit. You can see the similarities in their posture. right? So again, totally cloaked, kind of that withdrawal. Except this man here, we're looking at the 3 spilled cups. But what he's not seeing is that he's got 2 cups standing. So if we tie everything together right away, what we have is there's this change in fate, you're feeling some shame and maybe resisting a little bit, like there's this tension because you're afraid for this change to happen. But perhaps that withdrawal is what will help you see that you've got 2 cups still standing, like there's still some good there. And the great thing with the cups is that those 2 cups that are still standing lead to a bridge and then shelter over the bridge. So being able to turn around, withdraw, and see those things will guide you to the next step. Your potential outcome card, so basically this is potential outcome is, we're going to look at the potential outcome and compare it with the outcome card. So whatever the Queen of Pentacles is in your potential outcome card, and the Queen of Pentacles is the master, really the master of her suit, really the master of channeling her gifts into some really tangible thing in the world. And so we've got that reversed. I guess what I'm seeing is that this resistance that you have, this, the shame that you're feeling as a result of this defeat, which is at the center of your situation, is going to eventually impact your work. Is going to eventually impact that source of your inspiration, that thing that flows into whatever it is you do on the day-to-day. So again, that's a potential outcome, is saying like if, this tension continues with not just allowing this change to happen, this could be the case. So in your near future, so the direction that you're heading, the near future card, we've got the 4 of Swords, which, for the 3rd time here, we've got this message of withdrawal. If you take a look, we've got this knight laying on a coffin in a sanctuary, concrete walls. He's got his hands crossed in prayer, eyes are closed, really withdrawn, like a clear image of withdrawal from the world. If you look up in the window there, though, we've got an image of a biblical image of Christ or one of the apostles offering something to a child. So this withdrawal that is in your near future is ultimately a merciful thing. It's ultimately something that is going to do you good. So I don't know what your work is, what your day-to-day work, and what we might have is some cards. We might have some cards giving us some messages about different realms of your life, because you've got your work life and your relationship life. Because as far as the self right now, we have the 6 of Wands, which is, that's all victory. That is, whatever force you've thrown out into the world has come back victorious. So it makes you want to rethink this center image about this defeat. Or it's interesting that there's a defeat card and a victory card. So maybe instead of being the defeated, you're the victor, but you're being really smug about it, Aries. Like you're holding it over someone who is hurt by this defeat. Because in your environment card, we've got the Judgment. And Judgment is this... Judgment works really well with the Wheel of Fortune, because Judgment is this calling from the universe. It's this major pull towards something, toward your calling, toward your best self. And so as we build an overall message with the cards, what we have right now is taking time to withdraw and reflect on this defeat, or maybe it's a victor that you like, a victory that you thought you won. Is gonna ultimately let you figure out, like, get in touch with it, whatever this judgment is, whatever this calling is from the universe. And your hopes and fears, we've got the Fool. And the Fool is this unbounded, playful energy. It's this new beginning. So, I don't know, maybe you're hoping to start over this, at this point, Aries. I guess we've got a new year. Maybe it's that fear of starting over, because we've got this stroke of fate that you're resisting a bit. Ultimately, the outcome card is the Five of Wands reversed, which just means that whatever your day-to-day thing, whether it's a relationship or it's your work, you've got this playful, competitive situation, and there's a lot of competition here with the Six of Wands and the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. But what all of this says is that because you... leg is falling asleep. Let's try to get to a summary message here. So overall message here is that you are in some kind of a competitive situation where your skills are pitted against someone else's skills frequently. And you recently, by some stroke of luck, which was not necessarily your skill, but just a stroke of fate, you attained a major victory. But right now you're being judged on how you act in response to that victory, and the universe is calling you to withdraw and try to see the truth of the situation. And maybe it means starting over in some aspect of your job or in some relationship. If you don't, the card suggests that whatever this playful, creative aspect of your work, your day-to-day life that you enjoy so much, is going to feel a little bit like it's going to spoil. It's going to spoil that playful element of the competitiveness, and it's going to start to feel forced, or someone's not going to enjoy it as much as you do that did in the past. Yeah. So if anything about that general reading, again, I'm reading for all Aries for this second half of the month of February. If any aspect of that reading grabbed you and you'd like to pursue it further, get in touch with me at mainspringtarot@gmail.com. Shoot me an email there and we'll set up an appointment. And again, all personal readings at this point are free, and just tip if you get something out of it. Otherwise, I will see you at the beginning of next month. Have a great rest of your month.